What is up YouTube, and welcome back to another Chaos Zero Nightmare video. And today we are talking about Forbidden Catalysts, the official first season of the game, and how you guys want to tackle it, and also just what it is all about. However, before we start with today's video, I do want to thank the developers of Chaos Zero Nightmare for officially sponsoring this video. If you guys are new to the channel or are new to the game, I highly recommend checking out this game by clicking on my link down below. It is a roguelike gacha game which is super fun. There are a ton of characters that are all viable, a ton of waifus, a ton of husbandos, and it is a blast to play. It is definitely a one-of-a-kind experience. There's no gacha game like this on the market, so I highly recommend downloading this game and at least trying it out because it is super free-to-play friendly and is one of the most fun gacha games that I've played this year, if not the most fun one. So talking about the season now. So the season is going to be called Forbidden Catalysts. The seasons are going to be labeled by galactic disasters. And you can see that there are 3 areas of content right now currently available. You have the story, you have the Chaos World, which is exclusive to this event, this season, and also the Nebula Distortion. We also have the Great Rift, which will unlock in a couple days, which is going to be also another area of content which I'll talk about later on this channel. But for the most part, what you want to focus on for the event, for the story, is going to be just progressing as far as you can, because you do get a ton of coordinates of record, which is going to be your account EXP. And also you just get a ton of crystals and other materials, like a lot of them. So you want to make sure you go through this as much as you can until the lock symbol is here for the next part of the event. And this way, you'll be able to get a ton of materials and progress your account even faster. Now, the main area of content which you'll be spending most of your time on is going to be the event, Seasonal Chaos World, Laboratory Zero. You can see that it has 11 difficulties. It also has weekly progress, which will be basically a weekly quest, which will allow you to get this pure white fragment, which is currency to buy stuff in the Galactic Disaster Store, which I'll talk about a little bit later on. So you want to make sure you do this every single week. And by progressing through this world, you will be able to generate save data for your characters as per usual. However, you will see that the save data that you get from this seasonal Chaos World will have this little icon at the bottom left. I didn't attach this with a sticker like the other ones, but this is just going to indicate that it is from Laboratory Zero. And with this, you'll see that there are new equipments that you can get exclusive to this world. There's going to be exclusive forbidden cards, which I can show you right here. For example, the Forbidden Eternal Hunger, which will just give you special effects not available in other worlds. So it is very important to farm your save data here just to get these powerful equipments, these new powerful forbidden cards, and also because this save data that you farm from the season will be able to be used in basin and other simulations. So, you know, those farming stages that you do, the basin that you do, even though this save data is from an event, a season, you can still use it in all of these areas of content. This is what I actually cleared up to. I beat it all with the seasonal save data. So you can see that this save data, even though it's very powerful, it's not just limited to the season, the event. You can use it in other areas, which makes it very important to farm and very good to go for. Now, in terms of what world or what level you want to farm, I highly recommend just farming at 8. Starting at 9, the last boss gets buffed by a lot, so it's more like a one-time achievement. But in terms of farming, staying at level 8 is going to be good enough. Until you have this unlocked, you can farm earlier stages. You still get really good decks because the cards and the equipments are very good here. So I highly recommend, participating in this Chaos seasonal world event, because it does just give you really good decks from it. When you progress through Laboratory Zero, you'll encounter some stuff that is unique to this world, as with other Chaos worlds, but more importantly for this one, a very specific one, the Dimensional Tunnel will appear. This is going to be a series of stages where you can actually get a ton of rewards. However, you will have to risk higher rewards for higher risk by balancing the decisions that you make in terms of the debuff that you accumulate, known as memory encroachment. Super fun. It's a way to make the roguelike experience even better. The bosses at the end of Laboratory Zero are also primarily single target, so you want to make sure you bring a decent amount of single target damage. Another thing to note is that in the Zero system, you guys know how we have that upgrading system where you can actually boost your stats, you can get equipment discounts, you can get free refreshes in the item shop by using your Chaos Orbs to upgrade it. Well, with the maintenance, they actually added this into the seasonal Laboratory Zero world as well. So you want to make sure you keep this updated. If you don't have it maxed already, you want to use the Chaos Orbs, which you will also get from Laboratory Zero, which is great, to upgrade this as much as you can, because this will allow you to just progress easier through the worlds, first and foremost, but also just get more epiphanies, and also for a much cheaper price with the equipment, you'll be able to equip them with it. So you want to make sure for sure that you are doing this. This all applies to Laboratory Zero. A good team that I recommend that I always like to use in a lot of content for this type of seasonal world is going to be something that is very consistent in Chaos. The one that I like to use a lot is going to be Hugo, Mika, and Tressa, just a bread and butter comp for me. Another comp that I found a lot of success with was also Mika, Rin, and also Veronica if I can find her. These three work very well together. And also something like Kalipe, Mika, and Renoa was something that was good. And you can also sub out Renoa for the new character Yuki. So Yuki, Mika, and Kalipe are also extremely good in this Chaos world, and that is what I first cleared in the hardest difficulty with before it got expanded. So all of these comps are good. You can make anything work in this game, which is absolutely amazing and is what makes it super fun. So it really comes down to what team composition and what characters you actually want to use. Now, the other area of content, which is going to be a big focus, is Nebula Distortion. So Nebula Distortion is going to be a boss. This is just going to be a one-stage thing where you kill Kentress as of now. Of course, the other bosses will unlock, as you can see. But you can also increase the distortion stacks, which will make it more difficult. And this will allow you to actually get more annihilation and achievement rewards. Not required, but if you're looking for more of a challenge to get more crystals and these white fragments, then you can do it. I highly recommend just doing the highest difficulty possible first, and then going back and backtracking and doing some of these stacks and working your way up again. Now you have to keep in mind, you can only use the save data that you get from the season. For example here, if I look at my Tressa save data, it only shows the ones with that mark that I showed you earlier from Laboratory Zero. So that's why you want to make sure you're doing the Laboratory Zero world as much as you can, especially with the characters you plan to use in this area of content, Nebula Distortion, because you cannot use your decks from other seasons or from the preseason from like the Zero system that you farmed beforehand. Now, this boss summons water orbs that will boost his attack. You want to kill them quickly, or you can actually ignore them and then nuke down the boss, which is what I did. I found running a heavy single target team composition worked best for me. But you can also find success here using a lot of AoE. You can use Yuki, you can also use Haru, you can use Keiron because they can all cleave down the orbs. I think a lot of people are starting to find more success with Yuki on Nebula Distortion now that they found out the builds. But basically you can use whatever comp you want. You just want to make sure that you have a plan, a strategy, and also you have good save data from the Laboratory Zero. I would recommend, like I said, just tackling the hardest difficulty first without any distortion stacks. Then you want to slowly work your way up from the lower difficulties, adding stacks to get maximum rewards. So that is Nebula Distortion. What do we do with all this currency that we get? So at the top left here, you'll see that there's one, the supply store, and also the challenge missions, which I did kind of show you. You just want to kind of complete these to get, stickers and more currency and stuff like that. But for the pure white fragments, the ones you get up here and from completing the quests, you can actually use it in the supply shop. Now there are 3 phases of the supply shop, and you want to make sure that you're able to just buy the summons, you want to buy the alignment material so you can craft, you want to buy just basically everything that you can. And later on, the devs did say that they will give us a material so that we can actually use it in place of these memory codes, so you can actually dupe a character for free just by doing the seasonal event, which is great, right? A lot of the dupes in this game are very strong, so they're basically giving us a free way to get it just by completing the event and the season. So even though it's not available in this first supply, it will unlock later. But like I said, for the first supply, just buy as much as you can. It really depends on what you need on your account. If you want to upgrade your gear more, particles of memory are okay. You can also go for traces of memory, which is going to be used for crafting. If you want to upgrade your characters more, you can get the battle memories as well. So it really comes down to what you personally need to level your characters and make them stronger. You can even get stuff like Sweet Chocanilla, which is going to be a gift, which is going to allow you to raise your affinity if you want stuff like more backgrounds unlocked on your lobby screen. That is pretty much it though for Forbidden Catalysts, the first season of Galactic Disaster of CZN. Once again, shout out to the devs for sponsoring this video officially. And if you guys at any point in this video were interested in the game or found the game looking pretty cool, make sure you guys check out the game through my link down below. It is a very, very fun roguelike gacha game. Very refreshing as well, and honestly one of the most fun games I've played this entire year. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.